for now, if you could all sign in to your GitHub account on the web. And I'm going to show you how to, I have a Mac, but I'm going to show you how to download this, all the local app for GitHub on a PC. So just 1 second here. Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you for coming back today for the last class of this intro to GitHub. All the information is either on the chat or on the Slack channel. So you can see the handout there. For now, please sign up on your GitHub online. So the first thing you have to do is sign in here on your GitHub. And I'm gonna go to this repository. And I made this repository here, and you can also practice forking this repository. So I'm gonna put the URL on Slack in case you wanna find it and practice fork it. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is a lot. So we might be a little bit over, but I just wanna give you a comprehensive rundown of the options you have when you are working locally. So what's going on is GitHub right now, we have work only under GitHub Cloud. So we are going to github.com and do some create repositories and forks and issue pull requests and modify files, and all that is great here. But most of us, if you have files in your computer, so we're gonna be able to, with this app that I'm gonna show you how to download, work on your local computer, on your local files, and then update, send when you're done with your files, you can update your GitHub account. Or also you can take a repository from the cloud, from github.com, and put it in your computer and then work on it. And then when you're done, you can upload it to the GitHub. So, so there were a couple things that we need to do. So first, we need to set up the privacy on your GitHub, because when you do commits and you do other things, they become public information. So you want to hide your email. So the first thing we're going to do, I put the instructions here so you can follow it on the GitHub, on the lessons, but I'm going to show you how to do this. So you're going to go, you're signed into your GitHub account. You're going to go here on the icon. Let me make this bigger so you can see there is this icon here. You're going to click the caret, and then we're going to go to profile. Well, it's not profile, it's the settings. So you're going to go here, settings, click here, settings, and then you're going to go here where emails, click here, emails, and then you're going to make sure these two boxes are checked. So when those two boxes are checked, then your email is going to show, first it's going to show like your GitHub handler, and then this part is going to cover your real email. So when you do commit or you are working on GitHub, the only thing they're going to see in public is going to be this part. So that makes it easier so people cannot find your email and maybe find a bot finds your email and starts sending you emails and you don't know why. So so make sure you double check this. So now after you do that, so you are ready for to do the apps. Okay, any questions about that? I'm looking at my slide to see if there are any questions that. And if you didn't, if I was too fast, you can go here to the handout and see what how I did it. So make sure you double check that. Okay, so why you want to use GitHub on your computer? So if you have an HTML file on your own, but you want to share it in GitHub, so you're going to send it from your local computer. So you're going to have the HTML file that you were working on your computer, and then you're going to send it to your remote repository, which is github.com. So that's what we're going to do today. And then there are other times where you create a repository. So you have you fork. We're not going to do fork today, but you can also fork it or you clone it. You clone a repository that you have in GitHub, and then you work on it, change it, add new things, add files, and then when you're ready, you send it upstream. You send it to the GitHub. So that's why you can work locally, and then it's going to update, and the update takes seconds. So you can always make sure that the version on the GitHub database is going to be the most accurate, and then you can share it with your team, and they can see the latest update. So there are two ways to work locally on GitHub. You can use a GitHub Desktop app, which is available on PC and Mac, and you can use something called Git Push. And the Git Push is basically is the way people used to do that before GitHub. So Git is the language, and then Git Push is the interface that we're going to use, which is like a Linux window command line. So you're going to put command lines. But the GitHub Desktop is more user-friendly. So you can, it comes with the Visual Studio Code already. So it comes, you can have everything. You can create files, code files, and also update it with GitHub. So the first thing you do, you go to this site and you're gonna download it. And I'm gonna show you here a video how that is. And it works in both, it works PC or Mac. They have these two versions. So let me make this bigger. So basically you go to the website for the download, you click the download, and then when it's gonna do the download, it's gonna go right here on your download files. You're gonna see it coming down, and then when it's done, depending on what kind of computer you have, it's gonna ask you to run it. And then it's gonna run, then when you click it to run it, it's gonna look like this. So you're gonna see this app here. So this is the GitHub Desktop app, and it's gonna pop when you run it on your computer and finish downloading it, it's gonna show up on your computer, and then you have to sign in with your GitHub credentials. So it's gonna show here, and it's gonna, the first time you do it, then it remembers. So you do this one, and you sign up. and then you see it's updating, and then it'll have, if you already sign up with you have an account on GitHub, you go ahead and tell them, yeah, use my GitHub account, and you just fill it out. And you see I'm using the email that GitHub gives me to mask my original email, my personal email. And then you click finish, and then you get this really nice app that's, you can see here on the right, it already has a list of all your repositories that you have on github.com. So they are not in your computer yet, but it's pointing to that location. And then it gonna give you some prompts to give you some guidance on how to do your first one. So it's extremely, it's very easy to do that. So for example, here, I'm going to show you an example of, I'm going to clone. So when they say clone, it means that I'm going to take a repository that is in my GitHub account, and I'm going to download it to my computer. So that's called cloning in the GitHub lingo, in the Git lingo. So it's already here, has a suggestions what repositories maybe you want to bring from your account, and you choose the one that you want to do. In this case, I'm going to choose the Octacat. So I can bring the, I think I had this one. Yeah. So I'm going to clone the Octacat like we did it the other day. So I'm going to clone that one. So I'm going to, it's like maybe this is a repository that I want to have it. I want to fork it so I can work on it. So you can use your own repositories. You can clone your own repositories that are in your account. So you can bring all of this and download it to your computer, or you can also use fork. If it's not your repository, you can go ahead and also fork it, but you can use the same language, the cloning. They call it cloning here, but it's when it's not yours, it's your forking it. So then you're gonna put the URL, or you're gonna put the name of the repository. So I just put Octocat at knife, a spoon knife. And then the other cool thing is this one already has combined the location of your file in your computer. So the destination file, you can click here and choose specifically where you want to put that file in your computer. So here it gives you a suggestion, but you don't have to choose that one. You can choose another location. So you're gonna clone what is, download what is on the GitHub, and then you're gonna choose where you want it to go in your computer. And then when you're done, you click clone. And then it's gonna give you this, so it tells you here, like, it went too fast, but it's gonna tell you what you just did. So here, so this is a create pull request in case you wanna collaborate. And then here it gives you the choices to open the repository you already download. So you don't have to go to another app in your computer to find that repository. You can open it from the GitHub Desktop. You can go ahead and open the Visual Code. So this one is already integrated with a code editor. So Visual Studio Code is a code editor, and it comes when you download the GitHub Desktop. It comes with it. So you don't have to download it again. and you just click open Visual Studio Code and it's gonna open. The other option you have is open the location where the file that you downloaded is. So you told them where to go in your computer before. So you specify here where you want it to be placed. And here from the GitHub Desktop, you can click show in Explorer and it's going to show you the location. So it's going to open the folder and you're going to see all the files that are already in your computer. And the third option is that it's going to take you to your GitHub website. So for the example, I'm just going to choose so I'm going to open the Visual Code. So let's see, where is. Oh, it didn't open. I didn't open it on this video. So the other thing I want to show you is here, there are other features that are shown here. You can change the repository. You can also here click fetch and it's going to fetch to update. So I'm gonna share my other, so 1 second, I'm gonna have one open here and I'm gonna share in my computer. So anybody has tried the desktop? Has anybody tried the GitHub Desktop? I'm trying to share in. See if this one is sharing. Oh, okay, I'm viewing this. So, okay, so you should be able to see now this is a desktop on a PC. I just chose a PC, but it works in Mac too. And I had to make it smaller because the zoom is like, is in the middle of this. I can move this. There, I moved it. So, okay, so this is a desktop. Yeah, it is. I hope you can see it because it's like really hard on the screen. So I'm going to let's do the same thing I was doing. So I'm going to clone the repository. I'm going to go here to my GitHub account and browse to see which one I want to clone. I want to download. So let's try this one. And then I can choose here the place where I want to put it. So I already made a folder. And I suggest you make a folder where you're going to put all your GitHub files. So I made a folder here on my desktop, but you can put it in documents and make a folder called GitHub files or GitHub working files. So you know you keep that place where you want to be, where you want to keep everything. So I'm going to open that one and I'm going to make a new folder because it has, when I clone it, it needs to go to an empty folder. So I'm going to just call the folder 3. Okay. And now I just click and just select it. So it's going to go here. As you see the local path, so the repository hello world is going to go to this location on my computer, folder 3, and this is the hello world is the name of the repository. I click clone, and then it's gonna work out, and then it's done. So now I'm gonna see if that actually happens. So I'm gonna go here and show in Explorer, and you're gonna see here I'm in folder 3, hello world, and you can see these are the files that I have in GitHub. So if I go to GitHub, you're gonna see are gonna be the same files. So it is. So now these 3 files that I have here are in my local computer. Okay. So now I'm gonna update them. So I'm gonna go and open the Visual Studio Code. In the Visual Studio Code, you're gonna see the 3 files I downloaded from GitHub. This is one, this is another one, and this is another one. So I'm gonna make a change to one of them. I'm gonna put here 5, and then I'm gonna save. You can do Control-S to save, or you can do here file save. Then I can add another change here if I want to. So maybe I want to hash, and then I do Control-S and I save it. And then maybe I can add here something. So I'm just gonna put 429 change, and then I'm gonna save it. Okay, so now the repository in my computer is updated further than the repository on the github.com. So the repository on the github.com right now is outdated. It doesn't have the latest changes. So I need to synchronize both of them. So I'm gonna go to my GitHub app here, and you're gonna see already the GitHub app notice the changes I have. So all the changes I made, which is a screenshot of what is going on with the code at the exact moment. So now I can maybe make it smaller so you can see the commit button. So there is gonna be a commit button that is all the way here. Let me move it so yeah, you guys can see. There is the zoom menu is in the middle. So I'm gonna put updated on 429, and you can be as more descriptive as you want. This is a test, and then I have to move my zoom thing out of the way, and then I'm gonna click commit. And then after I click commit, it means that it's a stage, it's on the platform to be moved to the github.com account. And the only thing is I need to do right now is click here, push. So it's gonna go to the region, the origin. It's not gonna go to a branch, it's gonna go to the origin. So I just push, because this is a simple thing. I'm gonna bring my repository from github.com, I put in my computer, I update it, and then I'm gonna send it back to the same location. So now if I go to github.com and I refresh, I'm gonna find here that all 3 have been updated a minute ago. So that's a way to do it with the GitHub.com desktop. So you can see it's very easy. It's very, it keeps the history here, what's going on. You can go here and click here, and it's updates, pulls the right information. It tells you what branch you are. here's the main branch. I haven't done any branches, but you can create a branch. You can just create a branch here if you wish to do that, and you can move around all the repositories. So it's a very fun app to do, and it's also very free, user friendly. Okay, so what do you think about the desktop app? Pretty cool. So just give it a try and see how it goes. And if you have any questions, let me know. So then the next one we're gonna do is the Git Push. So so I just put here the flow for the GitHub flow. So if you have that's further information. So now the thing is to the one is a little bit tricky is the Git bash. So for the Git bash, first you have to download it. So you go to this, so first of all, if you wish, I suggest you to install the Visual Studio Code. If you don't have to, you like another code editor, that's fine with me. But for this example, I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code because it integrates with, I can open it from Git, and that's pretty cool. So the first thing after you do this, you go to this website and there is Windows. So if you wish to do Windows or Mac or Linux, and you download it, if your computer doesn't have it. Once you download it, I'm going to show you what's going to happen when you download it. So you click to download and it goes on your download folder. And then you run it. And then you go through the setups, and this one is the default, is the program files, which is where they all go. If you want to put it somewhere else, you can put it somewhere else. And then you just go through it, click next. I put here, I check so the Git bash will show on my desktop. And I'm going to use the Git bash. I'm not going to use the GUI here. And then you just go through that wizard and go through the next step. Here, this is where you choose the code that you want to use, the code editor. So it works, it integrates. So I'm going to choose the Visual Studio here. And you just choose that one if you want to. And just click next. So I use the Visual Studio Git default editor. And then just click next. And then go through all that stuff. And you just go next, next. And then start download it to your computer. And it depends what kind of, it could take about 5 minutes or 5 seconds to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to put a launch Git batch so I don't have to go ahead and fish it. And after you do that, you're going to go, it's open the Git bash, which is going to look like this, like a command line terminal. And you're going to, remember I said that make a GitHub file, either on your desktop or your documents. You're going to move to that place. So use the CD the Linux terminology, the command line to move. So you can do CD desktop, it moves you to the desktop, and then CD GitHub file, it moves you inside the GitHub file. And then you do dir, the directory. If you have a Mac, you use ls. If you have a PC, you use dir, and it's gonna give you a list of what is inside. So in this case, I already have a file here, which is fine. I just have a file there. You might have nothing. It's fine if you have nothing. And then you're gonna type git config space dash global user name, and then you're gonna type your GitHub handler in between quotes and click enter. This is to configure your GitHub credentials with Git Push. Then you're gonna do the email. And the email that you wanna use is the one I showed you about that mask your original email. So you're gonna type this whole command, git config global user email, and then in parentheses, you're gonna put your GitHub email, and then click enter, and then you're done. You're done. It's already done. The Git is already working. After that, if you configure with Visual Code, you're gonna type code space that. Code space that is a command to open the window for Visual Code. So code is Visual Code. If you wanna use another code editor, you're gonna have to figure out what is Git, how you can open it with Git. So that's why I know how to open Visual Code, but if you wanna use another code editor, you'll have to use another command to open the window. So when you use code, you're not gonna see in this video because I cannot show you my original one, but when you type code and click enter, you're gonna see the code editor popping up, which is pretty cool because you don't have to deal with opening things up. So once that opens, you're gonna see the folders that is showing on the directory. So in this directory where I put my, I went to GitHub file, inside GitHub file, and then there is only this folder. So that's why it shows up on the Visual Studio. So after that, so that's the first step to download the Git option, the Git app, Git Push. So any questions about that? No questions? Everybody's cool? Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing we did with the desktop, the GitHub Desktop. And so we're gonna clone a repository that we have in GitHub, and we're gonna put it in our computer using the Git Push. And now you might decide which one you like better. I'm kind of partial to the Git Push. It looks more intimidating, but I'm kind of partial because it just, if you know the command, things go faster. So at the beginning, it looks very intimidating, but you'll find out it's much faster that way, and much simpler. So make sure you go to your GitHub file where you're gonna keep all your files. So I navigated to my folder GitHub files. So while I'm there, so we're gonna clone. We're gonna go to the repository that I wanna clone on GitHub, right here. So I'm gonna clone this repository here. So I'm gonna go here and copy the, I was something I forgot to do first. So this is, okay, let me start again. So you're gonna go to your GitHub account, and you're going to create a new repository. You're going to create a new repository, and I'm just going to here call it the same way. And you're going to clone it. I mean, you're not going to clone it. You're going to create it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start a repository locally. So we're going to create it on github.com. So we create it here. Then when you create it, you're gonna get this site here, this window. You're gonna take this and copy, and that's what you're gonna put on the Git. So you're gonna go here and you're gonna type Git Clone, and then here you're gonna put this URL from the repository you wanna clone into your local computer. So you're gonna type Git Clone and you put that URL like it shows on the GitHub and click enter. Once you click enter, you're gonna get this warning and it says appear is an empty repository. You know it's empty, but you're gonna fill it in. After that, you're gonna type dir to find now what is inside your repository. Remember, this GitHub file was empty, and now when you do dir, it's gonna be now your repository that you brought from github.com. Once you do that, you're gonna create a file. You're gonna you're gonna go inside this new repository. So you do cds and then the name of the repository, in this case 427. So you go inside the folder new 427. When you do a dir, you're gonna find out if it's empty, if there is nothing there. So you're gonna create a file. You're gonna type touch. Then you're gonna put a name of a file. You're gonna touch is gonna create a file, a brand new file. The file name is hello. The type of the file HTML. You can do Python, you can do JavaScript, whatever you want. In this case, I'm doing an HTML file, which is a web file. So touch is, I'm gonna create a file. The name of the file is hello, and the type of file is HTML. So when you do that, you type dir. When you do dir, you're gonna see this exist now as a file in your folder, but it's empty, right? So you're gonna type code space dot, and that's gonna bring the code editor. So you're gonna bring the code editor, and you're gonna see now your file here that you created inside the folder that you brought from GitHub. So then you go open that file in your code editor, type it, create a folder, put code on it, or whatever you need. In this case, I just put a HTML code, and you populate it with code. And again, it could be Python, JavaScript, or whatever you want. And a text file, you can put a text file too. And you can put a CSV file also. The code editor will do almost everything. When you're done, you save it. And when it's safe in your computer, but it's not in your github.com account. So to do that, now we need to synchronize and send it to the GitHub cloud. So we're gonna type git space add, and then the name of the file. So git add hello.html. Click enter. When you click enter, there's nothing happen. What it is, when you do the git add, you are staging it, but you are not yet on the route to go. So you're just there waiting to see where you're gonna go. So your stage, your file stage, now you have to commit it. So in the commit is where you put the message, what happened to this file? What is different in this file? What is my commit message? So you're gonna write git commit space a -m space quotes, and in quotes you put your message, what it changed on this file. So I just put first commit for hello HTML. You can put whatever you want. Click enter, and then it's gonna give you all this information here. All this information here, and it knows who are you because it knows who is me, because my computer, it recognized that. It has your GitHub information because you already verified when you updated the GitHub. So it has taken all this information to know where it's gonna go in GitHub. And then here is gonna tell you the confirmation of what you're doing. One file, which is, this is only one file, change, and 10 insertions. These 10 insertions are the 10 line of code that you have in this file. If you have 20, it'll say 20. If you have 1, it'll say 1. So that's what it, and then it's gonna create a mode and it's gonna send it to the GitHub, but not yet. You wrote the commit message, it's not in github.com yet. That's coming. One more thing that you have to do. So after you do that, so this is the 10 insertion. And then there is the last thing you have to do. You can do the Git status to see what is going on. It's gonna give you a summary of what you are doing. And it's telling you you are on the original master branch. So you'll be in a branch, it will tell you, but here you're in the original, in the master branch, and you're ready to commit. There is nothing to commit yet because you haven't sent it. The last thing to put is Git Push. So when you do Git Push, then it sends it to the GitHub, to the remote. So once you do the remote, you're gonna see, and you go to your GitHub account, you're gonna see the file is there, and see it'll take, in this case it took 3 minutes, and you can see your file there like you uploaded. So this file, remember, wasn't here before. It was an empty repository. So you took it to your computer, you created a file, you added code, you save it, and then you sent it to the GitHub. So the first thing after, so just to summarize, so you're gonna open the code after you navigate to the folder where you need to do, and well, you have to clone it, right? So just to make sure we got, so we navigate to the folder where you want your file to exist in your computer. Then take the URL of the repository you want to clone, download to your computer. And then you're gonna type Git Clone, put the URL, that you just copied from GitHub, click empty, click the return, then you're gonna, when you see there, you're gonna see that you had a folder that you brought from GitHub. Now it's local, it's in your computer. Navigate inside that folder. When you navigate inside the folder, then you create a new file by typing touch, the name of the file with the extension. Then you do directory there. You see that exists, then type code space that, and it's gonna open your code editor. You edit or create your file, and then when you are ready, you're gonna do git add, name of the file. Then you're gonna do git commit with the commit message. And when you are ready to do, everything looks okay, you're gonna type git push. And when you do the git push, then it's in your GitHub repository in online. So any questions so far? Does it make any sense at all? You can use the chat, or you can use the Slack and let me know if this is was a little bit understood. Okay, any part you would like to repeat? I would like that you want me to repeat? Okay, so I guess that was clear. I don't hear any questions or anything. Okay, yeah, thank you, Satish. Yeah, I have put here a lot of information, and that's why I did this screenshot. So you can do it on your own. If you have any problems, let me know and Slack me. It looks intimidating, but I took a lot of care in finding out all the details. So I hope this is helpful. Once you want to use your the Git Bash, you just can find it here, Git Bash, and it'll show up. So no here on the app. So for example, on my Git Bash, it'll show on my application on the Mac, and you can also find it. No, it's not showing here. Did I have yeah. I don't know where it went. I just had it here, but oh, I think I don't have it on this one. No, I have it on this one. Oh, there it is. The Mac, if you have a Mac, it's a little bit different. It takes more steps than on the PC. I'll show you the version on the PC. If you have Mac, I follow this example, and if you have any problem, let me know. It works a little bit different in the, like if I share my screen, I'm gonna share my screen on my PC. You can find the Git Bash right here, but on a Mac you use the terminal. So it's slightly different, and you But the part about the workflow is the same. It's just the installation is a little bit different from the Mac. So, and also how to integrate the visual code. But then after that, it's much easier to do it on the Mac after you figure out how to do that. So I encourage you to try it. It's more it keeps your files. The main thing with GitHub is that you want to keep your files in your repositories up to date. So having local files that are not up to date with what you have in the GitHub cloud is not doesn't help you, because then you're not showing your updated files. So so work locally, work on your computer, and then you can these two apps that I showed you will help you keep your repositories, your in github.com updated. So I hope this is helpful. There, I showed you the simple steps how to clone a repository, which is I download a repository from GitHub to your computer, and how to create a file and change a file and send it back to your GitHub. There are other things that you can do, but are way more complicated. Not complicated, but we need to. It'll get used to use this the Git, and then you can learn how to do the branches and how to pull requests and so on, how to manage errors. So that sometimes if there are two people working in the same file, two people might be issuing this different options for different changes for the same line. So those are merge conflicts. So, but at this point, just try to get used to this app and see which one you like, and then from there you'll learn the rest. And I have put here more information at the bottom how to do more advanced features like fork and pull requests and branches. And also I added here a video how to. He actually has. I cannot tape my terminal, so that's why I had to blur all the information, so that I cannot record that, because it's information that belong to the computers. But he has here he shows you step by step, but he's doing it on a Mac. So the only difference, he doesn't use if you have a PC, you have to use dir, and if you have a Mac, you use ls to find the directories. So, well, I hope that helps. I'm going to stay on the line, but I'm going to stop the recording. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to post the recording. So hope to see you next week, and sign up